Marcus Rashford's move from Manchester United to Barcelona. Mark, where are we with it?
I think Marcus Rashford will be one of the happiest men in the world right now because he's getting what he's described as a dream opportunity and a dream move to Barcelona, one of the Spanish giants. Now, the latest is he's currently travelling to Spain to formalise and complete the details and medical with regards to this move from Manchester United. What we understand is it's a loan with an option. We're not quite sure on the price yet, but when he went to Aston Villa last season, the option for Villa to convert that loan into a permanent transfer was £40 million. You'd imagine it'll be a similar sort of figure in this regard as well. Barcelona will cover Marcus Rashford's wages, which are believed to be in excess of £300,000 a week. One of the key things here, Dharmesh, is that Hansi Flick, the head coach of Barcelona, gave this move the green light. So when you've got a green light from the boss who wants a player to join, I think it says a lot about how they feel about Marcus Rashford. We've been speaking throughout the course of this summer about their desire to sign a left-sided winger/striker, which he is. We know that that list consisted of Nico Williams and Luis Diaz, but Marcus Rashford was on their list and he was a player very much on their radar. He's still got 2 years left on his contract at the end of this loan as well. So Manchester United is still very much in the driving seat with regards to Marcus Rashford's future. However, depending on how this season goes, will obviously have a big effect on what happens moving forward. I think the big thing here is we know that Marcus Rashford probably hasn't been in the happiest place. And he had that loan at Aston Villa where he shone in moments where you could see the type of qualities he had as a player. He said he wanted to play at the highest level. He said he wanted to carry on playing Champions League football. He's now got this dream. He did that interview with Expire, which is a huge YouTuber out in Spain, and said, look, it'd be my dream to play with Lamine Yamal. It would be my dream to play at Barcelona. Well, that dream is now coming true. Hopefully we'll see a happy Marcus Rashford on the pitch at the Nou Camp, and then hopefully he can start getting back to his very best.
Just picking up on what you said there with regard to Marcus Rashford's contract situation, that's key in this deal, isn't it? Because there was talk, do Manchester United want to perhaps make it an obligation to buy? But because he's still got 2 years left after this loan move expires, if Barcelona don't take up the option, they've still got that vital bit of breathing space, haven't they, to still get good money for Marcus Rashford if they decide to sell him next summer.
That's something Manchester United have been quite clever with a lot of the players they've sent out on loan. They've either got all of the wages covered and got a loan fee, or they've got some kind of incremental payment depending on performances. So Manchester United have done this with a lot of their players, and this will be very much the case with Marcus Rashford. You'd imagine that they could be in the driving seat this time next year, of course. If they get what is in the contract now, the option that Barcelona have to pay, they'll be satisfied. If he has a really successful loan spell over the course of the next year, his price could potentially go up if Barcelona decide not to activate that. And then in the European market, he could still have quite a hefty value because of his performances over the course of the next year. So it certainly feels like the right move for all parties. We know that there's been 5 Manchester United players that are all subject to the exit door at Old Trafford, Marcus Rashford being one of them and being the first one to depart the club. It feels like that noise and that unsavoury atmosphere that perhaps could have gone on for longer periods of time over the course of this summer will now dissipate, and he can start to focus on getting back to his very best.
Manchester United have opened talks with the camp of Xavi Simons about a potential summer transfer, according to journalist Sebastian Vidal. The Red Devils have made bolstering their attack a priority this summer for Ruben Amorim, with Matheus Cunha arriving from Wolves and a deal agreed to bring Brian Buemo in from Brentford too. However, the club are still keen on adding more firepower to the squad, and talks have now been open to sign yet another forward who is expected to leave his club this summer. Simons joined Leipzig permanently during the January transfer window, having spent time on loan with a Bundesliga club from Paris Saint-Germain, but is now expected to leave for a new challenge after they missed out on Champions League football. The Netherlands international, who has been described as one of the best number 10s in the world, is a target for several Premier League clubs, and Man United have now made their first move to bring him in my opening talks with his representatives. Leipzig are said to be demanding around €70 million, £60 million, to let him leave, and United feel there could be a deal to be done for them once they are able to shift some players who aren't in their plans. Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho and Antony are all expected to leave Old Trafford either on loan or permanently this summer. And once funds are raised from those deals, then that could spark a formal move for Simons. Rashford has already agreed a loan move to Barcelona, with a medical expected in days. United are also keen to sign a striker and central midfielder this summer, while a move for a goalkeeper has also not been ruled out amid question marks over the future of Andre Onana. Manchester United are keeping tabs on RB Leipzig star Benjamin Sesko as they look to add a striker to their squad in the summer transfer window. Ruben Amorim has requested a new striker this summer, with a position set to become their priority once a deal for Bryan Mbeumo is made official early this week. United have already bolstered their attack with Matheus Cunha and the imminent arrival of Mbeumo, but there is still a need for a proven goalscorer in the forward line. United made Liam Delp their preferred target before he chose to join Chelsea, while Victor Gyökeres was viewed as a dream option but an unlikely option after they missed out on Champions League qualification. Victor Osimhen was also considered, but his wage demands complicated any chance of a deal. It means United are back to the drawing board and they could make an approach for Sesko after his move to Arsenal never materialised. Manchester United will prioritise the addition of a striker next, but any move will hinge on player exits. Marcus Rashford is set to join Barcelona on loan, with Antony poised for a La Liga move with Real Betis and Atletico Madrid both keen on a deal. There is also hope Alejandro Garnacho and Jadon Sancho will be sold, with funds needed if they are to be invested in a striker. Writing in his latest Give Me Sport newsletter, Fabrizio Romano issued a brief update on the Sesko interest. The story is not at that stage yet. It's just an internal discussion at this stage, so it's not at advanced stage on player side at the moment, he wrote. While that was only a very brief update, the transfer guru offered a more in-depth analysis of the situation over on his personal YouTube channel. I told you about Benjamin Sesko being one of the options for Manchester United, Romano added in a video. Let me clarify that it's not the only one and that United it's going to be important to decide together internally at the club, but also how much they will have available in terms of money, also based on the outgoings. As I told you, Rashford is gone, but also Antony with Betis pushing, also Sancho, also Alejandro Garnacho, so there's many things to clarify. Sesko is a name being considered internally. At the moment there are no negotiations with Leipzig at this stage, but remember at Manchester United in the management team there is Christopher Vivell. He is a director who knows Sesko very well. He came from Red Bull Group, so knows Benjamin Sesko, so that's why interest internally is being discussed. So let's see if Man United will decide to go for Sesko or for any other option, also based on what happens with Sancho, Antony and Garnacho.